The notification slid across the top of my screen while I was halfway through reconciling quarterly revenue against the new projection model. I almost ignored it. My calendar was blocked off and I had 17 tabs open and a cold cup of tea I kept forgetting to drink. But something about the preview made me pause. I tapped it. The post loaded instantly, finally blocking my toxic sister. Family is better without her drama. The username was Raina. My sister. I read the full caption slowly. Some people never grow up. They never take responsibility for their energy, their choices, or the harm they bring. Cutting out toxic family members is not cruel. It is self-care. 43 likes, 17 comments, most of them supportive. A few from our mutual cousins, all heart emojis and praise. So proud of you for choosing peace. Boundaries are love. You deserve better. I did not scroll further. I leaned back in my chair and looked out the window. From the 28th floor downtown, Seattle looked soft and distant, like a place someone else lived. I did not comment. I did not message her. I did not even feel angry. I just reached for my desk phone and dialed Jennifer in HR. Hi, Jennifer. It is Celeste. I need you to rescind the offer we extended to Raina Marin yesterday. A pause, then confusion. But she already accepted the role. We are drafting the onboarding packet now. I understand. Tell her the position has been eliminated due to budget restructuring. Another pause. Celeste, is there something I should know? There is a conflict of interest I was not aware of until this morning. Understood. I hung up, reached for my cold tea, and took a sip anyway. My name is Celeste. I am 34 years old. 3 years ago, I founded Meridian Tech Solutions in a one-bedroom apartment with $47,000 scraped together from freelance projects and a stubborn refusal to quit. Today, we have 37 full-time employees and annual revenue just past $8 million. My sister Raina had no idea I was the CEO. As far as she knew, I was still the sister who built pretty websites and never quite figured out her future. She had been offered a position at Meridian just yesterday, director of marketing, $95,000 salary, full benefits, equity after year 1. She was excited. She had posted about it. Now she was going to learn what it meant to block someone without knowing which door you were locking. When I first started building Meridian, my desk was a salvaged kitchen table with a cracked leg and a wobble I never fixed. I took client calls from the hallway because the walls in my apartment were too thin. The idea was simple web development, UX, and SEO bundles, nothing fancy, but I treated every client like they were Google. I remember working past midnight with ramen on the stove and a second monitor flashing lines of code. I taught myself payroll, onboarding, and contracts. No investors, no safety net, just grit and deadlines and a coffee pot that never rested. I used my mother's maiden name, Marin, for professional separation. At first, it was a practical decision. Later, it became something else entirely. My family never really asked what I did, not beyond polite curiosity. Still doing that website stuff, my father would say over Thanksgiving dinner. I would nod and swallow mashed potatoes instead of the truth. They never asked how much I made, never asked about the clients, the staff, the new office lease. I do not think it was malice, just assumption. To them, I was the quiet one who dropped out of college and never quite figured it out. Raina was the one they bragged about. She worked at a mid-sized firm, made $65,000 a year, had health benefits, and a matching $401k. She wore heels and posted charts on LinkedIn. She once told me at some point, you need to think about your future. Freelance is not a long-term path. I smiled and did not bother correcting her. The irony was that she was actually good at her job. She knew how to pitch and how to position. She just did not know how to look sideways and see beyond the resume in front of her. 6 months ago, our HR team started looking for a director of marketing. I forwarded Raina's portfolio under a different name. Let her work speak for itself. She made it through the full process and beat out 47 other candidates. I never told anyone, not even Jennifer. She earned it completely on her own merit. But she never asked who had quietly opened the first door. She still thought I was on the outside of success, pressing my face to the glass. She had no idea I was the one who built the building. And yesterday, she walked through that glass door with pride thinking it was hers. Today, she would find out it had never even opened. By noon the next day, Raina's Instagram stories had turned grayscale. A quote against a cloudy background. Sometimes, just when you think everything is falling into place, it collapses. Then another. The universe is testing me. No mention of the company. No direct blame. Just a string of curated grief, designed for maximum sympathy and plausible deniability. The same people who had applauded her for cutting out her toxic sister were now replying with crying emojis and virtual hugs. One aunt commented, "Everything happens for a reason, sweetheart." My cousin Layer wrote, "Maybe it is that negative energy finally getting out of your way." I did not respond. I did not refresh. By 3 in the afternoon, my phone buzzed. It was my mother. "Celeste, I just saw Raina's posts. She is really upset. She says her job offer was rescinded. Do you know anything about that?" I let the question sit for a moment, not because I did not have an answer, but because I already knew the conversation was not about information. It was about positioning, about whose side I was expected to stand on. She thinks maybe, I do not know, maybe your energy somehow interfered. My energy? She is just hurt. You know how she gets when things do not go her way. She called me toxic in front of the entire extended family. She told the world they are better off without me. And now that something falls apart for her, I am the ghost in the machine. Celeste, you know she does not mean half of what she says online. But she meant it enough to post it. Meant it enough to leave it there for 43 people to applaud. There was a pause. Maybe you could reach out. Be the bigger person. I was the bigger person. I kept my mouth shut. I did not humiliate her in return. But I will not clean up a mess I did not make. Families fight, Celeste. That does not mean they stop being family. Then maybe she should have remembered that before deciding I was not part of hers. Mom sighed. She is just going through a lot. I ended the call before I said something I would regret. At 5:17 that evening, her name lit up my phone. "Hey, I know we are not really talking, but I just really need someone to vent to. The job I was supposed to start Monday got canceled. Can you call me?" For 10 seconds, I stared at the screen, wondering what kind of memory Raina had. Selective, clearly. Selective enough to forget that only hours ago, I was the sister she had declared disposable in front of every person we shared DNA with. I did not call. I sent a screenshot. Her post, her words, her performance. "You said the family is better without me." She responded faster than I expected. That was just Instagram drama. I did not mean it personally. Another screenshot, this time of her caption, finally blocking my toxic sister. "You named me Raina." 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Then I was venting. I did not think you would even see it, but everyone else did, and they applauded you for it. She hesitated. I was upset. I was not trying to hurt you. Then what were you trying to do? Score sympathy? Celeste, please. I just need someone to talk to. No, you need someone to pretend none of this happened. You are being too sensitive. That did it. You made my identity a prop for your emotional monologue. Now you want comfort because something did not go your way. You want my support in private after condemning me in public. No reply. Minutes passed. I am really struggling right now. Can we please not do this? I sat with her message like it was a riddle. You turned my existence into content. You made it a statement. Now that you are hurting, you expect empathy. What exactly do you think I owe you? The next evening, I answered her call. Raina's voice cracked like glass under pressure. Celeste, I am sorry. I was having a terrible week, and I took it out on you. I let her speak. She filled the space with soft admissions, the kind meant to sound brave but felt rehearsed. I know I was wrong to say those things. I did not realize how much it would hurt you. You did not think it would matter, I said quietly, because you assumed I had nothing to lose. She fell silent. What were you even upset about when you posted that? She sighed. Work stuff mostly. And just the feeling that mom and dad worry more about you than they celebrate anything I do. I almost laughed. You think they are worried about me. They talk about you like you are fragile, she said. Like one wrong step and you will fall apart. I took a breath. And that bothers you Because you think I do not deserve their concern. No, she said quickly. It bothers me because they do not notice when I am quietly holding everything together. I let that sit. Then I asked Ria that job that got rescinded, what company was it with? She answered without hesitation. Meridian Tech Solutions. They are supposed to be this incredible company. Small but growing fast. The CEO is apparently this brilliant woman who built everything from scratch. I nodded even though she could not see me. Sounds impressive. It was. The salary alone would have changed my life. I waited one full beat. Ria, that company is mine. Silence. What? I am the CEO. I founded Meridian Tech 3 years ago. She did not respond. The line went dead for nearly 30 seconds. But you are just a freelance web designer. I was. Then I became something else. Wait. So when I interviewed you were applying to work for the sister you publicly called toxic. Her breath caught. I did not know. That is exactly the problem. I would not have she stopped. Would not have what? Stayed if you knew. Or meant it. I just did not think. No, you did not. You assumed I was beneath you. You assumed I was harmless. She started crying. I am so sorry. I swear I did not mean any of it. Would you still be saying that I asked if I was just a struggling freelancer living in a small apartment? She did not answer. And that told me everything. 2 weeks passed before I heard from her again. In that time, I did not reach out. I did not block her either. I just watched from a quiet distance as something in her shifted. It started with a post I almost missed. No hashtags, no aesthetic quote background, just plain text against white. I said some things out of stress and pride. I hurt someone I love, and I want to take responsibility for that. I was wrong, deeply wrong, and I am sorry. No names, but it was enough. Later that week, I found out she had started volunteering with a nonprofit that helped job seekers rebuild after layoffs. Resume coaching, mock interviews, networking prep. I read about it through a tagged photo Raina sitting beside a man in his 50s, helping him revise a cover letter. No filters, just a quiet moment of genuine care. She posted another update the following weekend. Humility is not weakness. It is the beginning of empathy. I am learning to listen. I did not respond, but I did not scroll past either. We met at the cafe across from the library, where our mother used to take us on Saturdays. It was not intentional, but I felt the echo when I sat down. Some places hold memory, whether you invite it or not. Raina was 5 minutes late. No makeup, no filter, no performance, just a wool coat and a notebook she did not open. Thanks for coming, she said quietly. I did not say anything. I just looked at her and waited. She fiddled with the edge of her sleeve. I know you probably do not want to hear another apology. I do not, I said. But say what you came to say. She nodded like she expected that. I thought I was doing everything right, she said. College, career, health insurance, rent on time. I thought if I just kept checking boxes, someone would notice. They noticed, I said. They just did not praise you the way you wanted. She looked up, and then you dropped out and started freelancing, and somehow they still worried more about you. I waited. I was jealous, she said finally. Not of your life, but of how they hovered over you like you were fragile, like your failure mattered more than my effort. And I started believing I had to discredit you in order to feel seen. So you erased me, I said, in front of the people who already questioned my worth. Her face flushed. It was not about erasing you. It was about proving something to them. To myself. By publicly calling me toxic, you thought you were drawing a boundary. No, Raina. You were drawing a spotlight, and you pointed it away from yourself. She winced. I did not realize how cruel it sounded until I saw your screenshots. You did not think it would cost you anything. I did not think you mattered enough to hurt. The truth often echoes louder than intention. I am sorry, she said, voice shaking. Not because you are successful now, but because I judged you when I thought you were not. And that is worse. I did not speak right away. I let the silence do some of the work. Then I said you wanted them to see you. So you shrank me. She agreed. I just want to try and do better. You do not get to skip the part where I do not trust you. I am not asking to skip it. I am asking to earn something real. We did not hug. We did not promise anything, but we did not pretend either. And that was new. A few weeks later, we sat down together with our parents at the dining table we had not all shared in years. I opened my laptop and pulled up the Meridian Tech homepage. "This is my company," I said. Dad leaned forward, squinting. "You built this." "I founded it 3 years ago. We just crossed 8 million in annual revenue." He blinked. "Why did you not tell us?" I looked at my mother. "You never asked." She looked like she had been slapped, but I did not say it cruelly. Just plainly. Just truthfully. Raina shifted beside me. "She is right," she said quietly. "None of us asked. We just assumed." Dad looked at her, then back at me. "But all those years, we thought you were barely getting by. I know you let us think that," I said. "And after a while, I wanted to see what you would say when you thought I had nothing to offer." Nobody spoke. Mom finally whispered, "But we were just trying to help." "Were you?" I asked. "Or were you trying to fix me into something that made more sense to you?" The silence after that was deeper than the one before. Then Raina spoke again. "She is not being harsh. She is being honest. And she has earned that." Dad leaned back. "I do not even know what to say." "Maybe just say you see me now," I offered. Mom reached for my hand. "We do. We really do." But the part of me that still remembered being politely dismissed every Thanksgiving, every birthday, every phone call, that part was not ready to believe it yet. Applause sounds different when it only comes after the trophy is visible. My mother did not come to me because I was easy to love. She came because I was quiet enough to hold something hard without dropping it. And for the first time in years, I did not feel the need to explain myself to anyone. Meridian Tech was mine. The building was mine. The story was mine. And I had written every single word of it. In the silence of a one-bedroom apartment with a cracked table and a cold cup of tea, and a refusal to quit that nobody had bothered to notice until it became impossible to ignore. If someone in your life is writing you off because they cannot see what you are building, let them. Keep building. Keep your head down. Keep your name out of conversations that do not deserve it. Because the day will come when the door they knocked on turns out to be yours. And you will be the one who decides whether it opens. Subscribe to Karma Unleashed. Turn on every notification. New story drops in 3 days. This is Karma Unleashed, where every story has a price. See you next time.